Hey guys, what's up? It's AB Trade, and today we're going to talk about the stocks to watch out for tomorrow being Wednesday. So as always, I'm going to be reviewing the stocks that was mentioned in the free Discord chat. That Discord chat is the first link below if you want to sign up. It's all free so that I can discuss your stocks as well, and you can also be in the chatter when we talk about market every single day. So starting off, we always start off with the S&P 500 index being SPY. So if you can see here, we're starting to break above this 271, 270, 272 level, which has been crucial as a resistance from the past. And we're actually starting to push through this huge range of consolidation here. We've been pushing quite hard since the beginning of the year. If you can see here, we opened up in the year and we've just been cruising ever since. This much cruising and not enough pullbacking. No, that's not a word. But when we get up here to 280, and if we form a doji on 280, I will be purchasing puts. But from here on out, we are bullish up until 280. So just watch out for that on SPY. SPY is uptrending. So if you see a pullback down here and a continuation up, that's cool. But we still are in an uptrend, at least on the 15-minute. Well, when we go out, we're forming these higher lows and we're breaking up and we're getting higher and higher on each push. So that's basically what we have here on SPY. The only thing that roughly reminds me of SPY at the moment is this right here back on Friday. When we had this push up, we formed almost this double top, closed around here, and then we gapped down. It looks like we may be showing something like that here, but not as major. Again, we still are in an uptrend. So if we have to come back and test 272 before we get higher, or 273, then that will be expected. But for now, we're still in that uptrend on SPY. Let's quickly cruise through the rest of these stocks just to see if we have any 10% continuation plays. So if we look here, it looks like we closed near the bottom portion of the range on AMD, but not close enough for that 10% continuation play. Facebook also closing and holding above 170. 171 is close to where we're closing. That's good. That means we have some push to the upside. Again, looking at the daily chart, we still have a lot of room and a lot of resistances to break above before we get up higher and higher. So if we're looking at 185 as our long-term resistance here, we still have room above 175, 180, and 185. But we are showing that bulls want to step in and make these higher highs and not letting it fall below 160. So that is good news for Facebook. So if we're going back down, checking out these continuation plays, we don't have one on Netflix, but we are still in this uptrend. We are getting to this resistance point of 358, 360. If we can get above 360 tomorrow, then we'll see Netflix move more up to the upside. Amazon coming off that bad earnings report, we're starting to show some more upside momentum following SPY, which is always good. Apple, have no idea what this is, but quickly, just so I can show y'all how this works, if you right click on candles like these, and I'm just showing you this because it works and on SPY when SPY and ETFs do random things. But you can do this, and you can actually remove the whole bar or set the whatever you want it to be. So if we remove the bar, then we can do that and set it normal. So if we look back here on Apple, we're cruising up to the upside. We're still making those higher highs and validating that uptrend in this 10% continuation play. It looks like we're starting to slow down along with the rest of the market, but we still have room up to the upside, especially if we look at the daily. We've been pushing down, and now we're starting this little reversal here that we've been expecting off earnings. And we just broke above this previous resistance here at around 173.83, 174 area. Our next resistance we're going to have to check into will be around the $180 price point. So Apple can move all the way up to 180 as well as SPY up to 280. Looking at GE, we have a 10% continuation play coming off this bounce up, this earnings type play, and bulls stepping in is something huge. As you can see here, we don't have any long-term resistance coming into play until $11, and intraday resistance at around 1077 coming off that earnings high. So if you see here, we were consolidating in price, and we were waiting for this breakout. Sad part is I mean, we are closing in the top portion of the range above this previous level of consolidation. So if we can see a break above 1077, we can see upside potential on GE all the way up to $11. So again, GE is pushing up. Again, you can't always nail the trades, but I was actually in GE this morning here, trade to hold. Contracts went up 200% up here. Again, I got out here, but again, no harm, no foul. Still made other great trades today. So looking at GE, we're in that 10% continuation play. MU just had that huge spike up and then a little roundabout top down, which is basically what all these other stocks did as well. BAC, Square, Twitter, and Microsoft actually held this uptrend. So now that we're starting to see this uptrend being held on Microsoft, that's huge. We're classifying this as a 10% continuation play. The only problem with these plays is that they don't work as well the second day. So again, it can more likely then go up, but still after seeing a 2-day running streak, stocks usually get tired. But again, if you can look here, our next resistance point we're looking at is a 107.89, 108. And we having some resistance here at 107. Watching that, we're still in this downtrend here. We still have not made a new higher high. We still are making these lower highs. So until we get above here, we cannot classify this as an uptrend just quite yet. ES, let's look at what SPY is doing after hours at the moment. Let's look at the 15-minute. So if you can see here, we close here around here. The State of the Union addresses tonight. By President Trump, and if you can see here, we're starting to roundabout showing maybe some upside potential. So again, we don't know what's going to happen, but that's just my analysis on the stocks I watch. Now let's look at the trading floor and what they're looking at. They also looked at BA. BA was a runner today. Boeing was definitely killing it today, following that 10% continuation play that we have been doing after following this triangle breakout on earnings. Again, if we take a closer look here on the 5-day, 5-minute, we've just been breaking above these highs and running and running and running. We definitely have some upside potential, a pullback here and then running. Again, this is consolidation, but we are classifying this as a top 10% continuation play. But again, we may be overextended for tomorrow. So just make sure you watch out on the daily where resistance comes into play. And it looks like we may actually be making all-time highs. Let's see if I can go back a few years just to make sure we're actually hitting that all-time high. Yeah, we're hitting that all-time high on Boeing. When you're hitting these all-time highs, since you don't have prior resistance levels to go off of, you'll be going off whole number levels. FANG, SPY, CRM, GOS, EA. EA, I know these are just hot stocks at the moment. Look at this gap down on earnings. Again, let's look at the trade tab here. I never traded this. Look at this. No open interest. Not going to trade. GOS mentioned yesterday. Decent options volume. Bad spread. Not going to trade. CRM. Salesforce. Decent volume. Too big of a spread for me. So I'm going to skip these stocks, even though they may be great plays. I just don't want to risk it when I'm trading options. All right, so let's see what else we have. Sorry, Ali 5 on Joe. GE, MSFT, cover those. Snap and Disney. Snapchat. Earnings on Snapchat. I'm going to add that to the watch tomorrow because I know Snapchat, especially when there's some movement, the options volume is pretty great. As we can see here, now that we're getting some attention, the spread is only about a 1-cent spread, so that's going to be something good for us to look at and trade for tomorrow. But now that we can see here, let's look on the daily to see where some long-term resistance comes into play. We can see here we have been trending down to the downside, so we're going to be using these highs as our prior or our resistance levels. So you can see here we have a double top type-ish here on the way down that we had where it showed into resistance. We also have some here that we broke above. So we're just going to be watching these levels to trade in between and break above on Snap based off earnings again. Earnings is already adjusted, so let's see where it's actually at. It's actually above these levels here. We're actually starting to push into this level, being the level of, if we can get this flattened out, 864. And we also have resistance here at 1053. So if we can make our way back up here slowly and surely on Snapchat, definitely be some great trades. If we since I've never traded the stock, let's look at the analysis of the day. So it looks like it usually has a dip and it picks up, a dip and it picks up, a dip and it picks up, dip and it picks up. So or trending. So basically, the stock looks like it trends the whole day. So if we can show some momentum above this high here at 867, then we can see a break above higher on Snapchat. Disney, I know we have earnings on this as well. Looks like we're showing favor to the upside. I'm going to go to the 4-hour chart only so we can see where the earnings are currently at. You can see here we're starting to push into this resistance point of 113, and y'all also will be looking at a resistance point at 116, where this all comes into play. This is a huge level of consolidation here, where we've had, where we've had to see some struggling in the past. So if Disney can get up into this range, then we'll start to see some struggle, because when we push up into this range, we failed. Range failed, range failed, range failed. We may see that on Disney as well as we start to push up into 116. May see a rejection back down to 110, but we have room up to 116. Again, BABA, AMD, covered, GE, so no. Again, my computer can't handle all this stuff. I really need to get a new computer, or at least update the RAM. So let's see here, maybe at least the graphics card, because I'm running 2 displays. But if we can see here on Sono, never traded, let's look at the trade tab, only monthly, not even going to bother with that. Let's see, Disney, Cron, blah, blah, blah. All right, guys, so that seems like all the stocks y'all wanted me to cover. Let's make it a green day tomorrow and make sure you focus on SPY to determine where everything's going.